Yo, what's happening, YouTube? Out here walking, getting a little reset from driving, so change of scenery. Definitely need to get exercise in as a trucker. But I had a thought, as usual. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Brain farts to block out the thought, but I'm back in this bitch. Energy, which makes up pretty much everything. Open space and energy. But on that energy, the manipulator and creator of said energy is perception and observation. Not only of yourself, but of others. And I want to touch on a few subjects of that. So, one, I am sensitive to a lot of energy. Like, so, for example, introverts usually are introverts because they're also sensitive to it. And the energy of being observed pushes off onto that so-called introvert, like super sensitive to that energy. A lot of ideals. It's like basically projecting. No, it actually is, because by projecting, you limit realities. This kind of all ties into quantum physics. And hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this last lap. But yeah, it all ties into quantum physics. So, as soon as you see something, you limit it to either particles or waves. Well, this all applies to all forms of reality. So, your perception will be at battle based on other perceptions and based on their level of consciousness, focus, energy, all that. And seeing that we are tuned receptors that affect a lot of things and pick up a lot of things, it's energy draining, and we have to learn how to transmute this energy. For example, I scoop past one person that's skittish, and you can apply for whatever reason, the reason why they're skittish or weird acting or just off, and that's based off of their perception. And even though it may be weak, your perception's already placed other ways to, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down so I can vamp this out, to build something else. But you're now divided, and you now have to transmutate while dealing with your shit, while dealing with probably more than one, because the hive mind scenario is like a Mass Effect. So it's not just you versus another person. That as a introverted person, energetically speaking, would be fine. But that's not the case. A lot of people think the same. Limiting mindsets, fears, doubts, traumas that were implanted and basically passed down generation to generation. And so it could be even in your own family. Usually it is. And after a lot of perception from whoever it may be, whether it's family, stranger, business, or friend, I started reflecting on it. I was like, why do I do better by myself? My dad said that when I was like barely a child and shit. I was like maybe 8 or 7 or some shit. So I don't deal with nobody. Like, these are one of the few things that he was right about. I don't, even though they're fucked up on a lot of things, and I mean a lot, more than usual, I find jewels where I could find jewels. And that thing, it sticks, not just because it's like a passed down trauma shit, but just in general. Like, and a lot of people could be judgmental on the fact, it's like, no, that's just your trauma speaking, and it's because it's like, well, Jesus was separated, Moses was separated, Noah was separated, Joseph was separated. We can go on. You can go outside of the Bible and you can see how Buddha was separated, Muhammad was separated. You could say, I can keep going. Every example of like the epitome of greatness and God's touch was separated. Separation equals elevation, or it precedes it.